Hello my fellow mongrels, I'm Bluetooth and I'm here today to talk about my brand new mini set for my latest custom Hearthstone expansion. Hogger and his Mongrel Horde are expanding their reach on Azeroth, and they have now traveled to the snowy region known as Winterspring to seek new allies in the Winterfall tribe of Furbolgs. Welcome to the mini set for the Mongrel Horde, which I've named Winterfall Frenzy. Let's start by looking at one of the mini set's 4 legendaries, Grolnar the Berserker Warrior. Grolnar is a 4-mana 3/6 minion with Rush, and whenever he takes damage on your turn, he will gain bonus attack equal to the damage taken instead of actually taking the damage. The Winterfall Frenzy mini set comes with 38 brand new cards, but 22 of these will be dual class cards. And if you've been following this channel for a while, you'll notice that these are the same dual class combinations as the ones in the mini set for my very first custom expansion, Tales from the Broken Isles. These dual class cards include a card like Winter Casualties for Death Knight and Druid, which will summon 2/2/2 Trance that each summon 2 frail ghouls upon death. Or Chaos Drain for Demon Hunter and Warlock, which has lifesteal and deals 3 damage to a minion, but if the minion is friendly it will deal 8 damage instead. This spell might slot into the lifesteal package Demon Hunter got in the main set, or the egg package Warlock got. In fact, here's just a bunch more dual class cards. The Mongrel Horde main set introduced the new keyword Warband, which allowed you to choose 3 token minions out of a list of 9 that could then be generated by other cards. Well, the Winterfall Frenzy mini set introduces 3 new Warband members, bringing the total numbers of members to choose from up to 12. So from now on, when you include a card with a Warband keyword in your deck, you'll also be able to pick between these new members too. There's Warband Corruptor, which is a 1/1 demon with elusive, poisonous and reborn. Then there's Warband Pathfinder, which is a 2/1 minion, and when you summon it, it will reduce the cost of a random card in your hand by 4. Finally, there's Warband Totemic, which is a 1/2 minion, and when you summon it, it will deal 3 damage to all enemy minions. The miniset also introduces some legendary support for your Warband. Check out the Hidden Grove. This is a 3-mana 3/2 neutral legendary location with 2 durability, and when you use it, it will summon 2 members of your Warband, and then they'll fight. Summoning 2 Warband members for 3 mana is very cheap, especially when you could do it twice, but many of the Warband members could easily kill each other, so if you run this location, you gotta be careful about which Warband members you pick. This card was actually designed by a user named Shire over on Hearthstone.net, which is the website I use to create my custom cards. Shire came up with this very cool design. I just had to change the name and art to fit the theme of this mini set. But wait, that's not the end of the Warband support in this mini set. You see, in the main set, Warband was only available to Death Knight, Hunter, Rogue, Shaman, Warlock and Warrior. But this mini set expands the keyword to 2 new classes. The Winterfall Frenzy mini set comes with a new Warband support card for Druid and 1 for Mage, and a new dual class card for both of them. And like all the other Warband classes, Druid and Mage also get a legendary Warband support. The dual class card, High Chief Winterfall. High Chief Winterfall is a 6-mana 4/5 legendary minion, and when you play him, he will deal 2 damage to all enemies, and then do it again for each Warband member you summon this game. Another thing that was introduced in the Mongrel Horde main set was the new Kobold minion type. These minions usually have small stat lines but grow more powerful in the presence of other kobolds. Well, the mini set introduces 1 more kobold you could play with, the Kobold Mole. This is a 7-mana 1/1 kobold that will gain immune the turn it is summoned, and then it will also gain +1 attack and attack a random enemy for each friendly kobold. So if you have 6 other kobolds on the battlefield, this minion will gain +6 attack and then attack up to 6 different enemies. Like the location from before, this card was also designed by someone else and shared on Hearthstone.net. This card was designed by the user Bouncy Bear. I just had to change the art since I had already used that one. When one is attuned to the lands of Winterspring, they can learn to harvest Eco, the crystallized essence of Winterspring's creatures. Eco are a small series of frost spells introduced in the mini set that each have some kind of effect that can be repeated this turn, just like the similarly named Echo cards from the Witchwood expansion. But Winterspring hides a dark secret. An agent of the Burning Legion is working to corrupt the creatures of Winterspring, and he is doing this through the toxic Winterfall Firewater tokens. This is a 2-mana Fel spell that will give all your characters +1 attack this turn, and will then improve your future Winterfall Firewaters. This means your next Firewater will give your characters +2 attack, and then the next +3 attack, and so on. Many classes get cards that generate Winterfall Firewaters. The insidious creator of the Firewater is also available as a card in the miniset, Sandivius.
This land is doomed!
Sandivius is a 4-mana 2/6 neutral legendary demon, and when you play him he will cast a Winterfall Firewater spell. Then, if Sandivius has 5 or more attack, he will also gain charge. So as long as you've cast at least 2 Winterfall Firewaters before playing Sandivius, you will benefit from his full effect. Well, those were all the cards I had for you today, but if you're interested in seeing all 38 cards of the miniset, you can head to the description where there's a link that takes you to an overview of the entire miniset. Check it out! That's it for today, guys. My next video will be a very exciting return to an old series, so subscribe to make sure you don't miss that. And give the video a like if you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.